Shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and great millstone. And peace and salutations unto the elect and the nation of Israel. And peace and salutations unto you speckled Israelites that look like the heathen nations that are scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth. And I will also want to give a shalom to all you brothers and sisters that may be listening and learning to these videos. And double shalom to all you brothers out there in the highways and byways doing the work of the Lord in these last days. Magnify the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. What are the names of who you call God, whose name is Yahweh, and who the world inwardly calls Jesus, whose real name is Yahweh Shai. And I also want to mention that this video is for the Israelites. The Israelites are who you call today so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American, so-called Cuban, so-called Dominican, so-called Puerto Rican, so-called Jamaican, so-called Haitian. Those are the Israelites. Always have been, always will be. But I'm coming back at y'all with another video on this article from the app Newsbreak. You know, it's basically about the World Bank, who was run by Esau. Edom. If you don't know who Esau Edom is, that is the biblical nationality of the so-called white race. That is the biblical nationality. That's the nationality that the Lord gave them, contrary to what, we know them as today as white people. That's just a made-up social construct, No such thing as white people, no such thing as Caucasians, but that's their real nationality. But as it says right here in the article, it states that it says the World Bank predicts bleak future as global economy faces multiple crises. And this is all in the scriptures. Salakia, get this in the book of Ecclesiastes. This is all in the scriptures, it's all biblical. So it's not a surprise to us, and we want this place to go down. We want this, earth to continually get worse and worse, so our Lord Yahweh can return. But let's get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, I'm gonna get verse 3. I'm sorry, verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Here's the keepers of the house, these people that watch the stock markets, these people that trade, with the money and all that stuff. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease, because they are few, right? The grinders are the workers. These large corporations are shutting down. They don't have enough money, to to keep paying people or just stay in business. It says, and those that look out the windows be darkened. What are the windows? What are the windows? The windows is, looking at the future. The future is dark. That's why I said bleak. It doesn't look bright, man. With everything going on, and that's an engineered collapse. It's not on accident. It's all by design. I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, and the doors should be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Right, business is closing down. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music should be brought low. And the music is brought low. It's already brought low. So it's all prophecy. It's all meant to happen. You see? But I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. Let's see. It says the World Bank recently predicted that the global economy could continue to decline in the coming months. Which is not could continue. It's going to continue to decline and get worse and worse. It says as the world faces numerous crises, such as the ongoing war in Ukraine and the pandemic. You see? And these are all the beginning of sorrows, man. Let's get that in the book of Second Esdras. Multiple crises. And then the Lord also said something else in Second Esdras, the 8th chapter. Get that. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 18 says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine. A lot of that's going on right now. It says in great death, that's going on. The beginning of war. You see what it says. It says something about Ukraine and ongoing war. It says and the power shall stand in fear. And a lot of people, they're scared, man. Since the beginning of evils, it says, "What shall I do when these evils shall come?" It says, verse 19, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment." So all these things are happening so people, Israelites can get the act right, because the Lord's not dealing with no heathens, and salvation is not for the people that I named earlier, or not for them, but other people that's not that I named. It's not, salvation is not to people that are not Israelites. If you're a non-Israelite, salvation is not for you, contrary to popular belief in Christianity that God loves everybody, He's gonna save everybody. That's not biblical. You know. Um, let's get back to this. Um, let me read this part. It says, "Coast continued. So global economy is facing overlapping crises." It says, of course, and we have the war in Ukraine and its repercussions. It says that we have increasing interest rates, tightening financial conditions, right? And the dollar is collapsing, the dollar is diminishing. A lot of these different countries are doing away with the American dollar. And this is all leading to that one world system, man. That Esau, Edom, which is the biblical name of the so-called white man, or the white race rather. This is all leading towards this NWO, man. Same thing with the pandemic. That was the whole reason why that started happening in 2020. It's all leading to that, man. Everything is engineered. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. Some didn't just happen to start spreading to people. No, they doing this stuff, man. It's engineered, but it's all prophecy. The Lord's using them on the left hand side to bring forth these prophecies. You know. Let's see what else I can read. Yeah, I ain't gonna read all of this, but I just wanted to get it real quick. Matter of fact, let me get the book of Second Esdras, chapter 8, and I think it's verse 50. I believe it is. It says, "Many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell." Well, so like I'm gonna reread that. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." You see, so that's a huge reason of why the future is bleak, or it's dark rather. That's another reason. People were prideful. People weren't living after the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And ultimately, these other heathens, and mainly Esau, have been given dominion and power because we went off as the Lord's people. So we went under the curses, and we were made to be the tail, and these other nations pretty much were made to be the head. But now we're at the end of their world. And this is Esau's world right now. Which is the so-called white race. This is their world, but we're at the beginning stages of the end. You see, let me get this. Let me get this in the book of Isaiah. And usually when they start telling you stuff, man, it's been happening. It ain't just now start happening. When they tell you, no, it's been happening. It says Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 4. It says, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away." It says, "The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish." You see, and a lot of people are languishing right now. A lot of people are struggling to pay their bills. They're struggling to even pay for gas, because gas, everything is going up. Everything that we gotta pay for and use just to get by in this society is going up, man. And the dollar it don't really mean anything. The dollar, that $20 bill that you once could spend, spend on and get multiple items, and now you can't even really get anything with $20 or $50. You got to use the big bills, and you got to use multiple, of them big bills, them $100 bills, to pay for just a couple items. You see, a lot of people They confused. They don't know what to do. You see? Shoot, just when I was at the plantation today, usually, when we drive these vans and whatnot, and we fill up the vans with the gas, we usually type in this code at the gas station. The company pays for it, but today they ain't had no more money in the account. That's never happened, since I've been working at this plantation job. And that's just another sign that this place is done, man. It's done. It is done, man. You know, let me get this in the book of. No, I'm gonna get this in the same chapter, same book. Let me get this. Verse 8, it says, "The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, and the noise of them that rejoice endeth, and the joy of the harp ceaseth." It says, "They shall not drink wine with a song." It says, "A strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it." Verse 10, it says, "There's the city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, and that no man may come in." And that city of confusion is America, which is Babylon. But this is affecting the whole world, though. It says, verse 11, it says,